Yo, peace, and welcome to another video. This is Ali, back in the building for this live. Want to definitely say peace and blessings to everybody watching this video live. If you're watching the playback, peace to you as well. So before I begin, let me get some confirmation. Let me know that you can hear me and see me fine. Press 9 in the chat box if you can hear me and see me fine. Press 9 in the chat box if you can hear me and see me fine. Okay, while waiting on the confirmation, just know that this video on my channel is always sponsored by L9shop.com, EL9shop.com, and also spiritualaccelerator.com. That's where you can go if you want to work with me. You vibe with my energy, also want to join a community of like-minded souls. Definitely go to spiritualaccelerator.com. And also with L9, we are phasing out some of the easier to find items. We're on focus more on our exclusive items and things that we make. So when you go to L9 Shop, make sure to look at the store menu and click on closeout. You can get a lot of great savings that way. So make sure you do that. So I do see some nines in the chat box. I'm assuming I can be heard and seen well. So appreciate that. So who's seen my posts on Instagram and Facebook? Who's seen my posts on Instagram and Facebook? Welcome, Nikki Love. Nikki back in the building, beginning my spiritual journey. Navak, see the spiritual goddess. Drew, Lounge, Lady Lightness. Welcome, welcome. You all the way in the D, you right up north. I'm in Ohio, 513, right outside of Natty. So we're neighbors if you're in Detroit. What up, C Diggs? So did you see my posts on Facebook and Instagram? You can connect with me on Instagram. That's where I mostly do my content as far as social media. S. Ali Myers 911. S. Ali Myers 911. So I'm gonna pose a question like I posed on there. What is the most important thing in your life? What is the most important thing in your life? And thing could be a person, place, thing, or ideal. What is the most important thing in your life? Person, place, or ideal? Go ahead and let me get some answers before I share my perspective on this subject matter. What is the most important thing in your life? I see family, consciousness. What else? What's the most important thing in your life? Mental health, peace of mind, family, daughter, spiritual journey, freedom. Someone said a person. I'm assuming they don't want to say who it is. A person, spiritual journey, peace, Janae, my children, my son, my peace, purpose, myself, freedom. Okay, being spiritual, grounded, emotionally stable, my family. Okay, Caesar, peace to the God, says enlightenment, my daughter, happiness, my children, finding out thyself and my greatest being here, my freedom. So a lot of different answers. And obviously, I want to say this, I'm going to probably have to say it often. There's no one right answer. So don't think that what I'm going to share is going to just the end all be all. There are no right answers. This is your perspective. This is your opinion. That's why I specifically said your life, not in someone else's life or people in general. What is the most important thing in your life? And I have to start out like that because no one can tell you what is the most important thing in your life. That's a dictatorship. If you're into spirituality, you understand that this is not about dictatorship. Do as thy will, meaning that you do whatever you see best fit for you. So don't think that whatever everyone else is saying or whatever I'm sharing is the end all be all. You know, I'm gonna have to say that often because I don't want people to get this thing twisted. So according to my posts I posted on Facebook and I posted on Instagram. According to that, most people said themselves. People said me, myself. I am the most important thing in my life. That's what most people say. That was the consensus according to Instagram and Facebook, especially on Instagram. You go to my Instagram, more people than not said me, myself, me, me, me. So most people, according to my audience, and the people who shared their opinion said that themselves, they were the most important thing in their life. Once again, who are you to argue that? if a person feels that way. So I'm gonna put it like this. What is the one thing that is going to survive this lifetime? What is the one thing that's going to survive this lifetime? Meaning that when the body transitions, what's the one thing that's going to continue on after this one lifetime? It's pretty easy question. One thing that's going to survive this lifetime. What up, Vedic astrology, babe? Long time no see. Peace to the God. And peace to the king as well. Make sure you give my blessings to your king. Yep. The soul. The soul is the one thing that's going to survive beyond this lifetime. All right. So if you wanted my answer, it's the soul. So if you want the answer and wanted to get out, there you are. But of course, I'm going to elaborate on it. Your family, and once again, this is my opinion, my perspective. Do not let me change the way you live your life if you're very comfortable in your life. But if you're uneasy and you feel some lack of fulfillment or whatever, then you may want to listen on. If you want a different answer or a different perspective, you may want to listen on. But your family is temporary. Your mind, as far as the thoughts that you currently have, is temporary. Your children, even though we love them, they're beautiful creatures, they're beautiful beings. Giving birth and having children is a beautiful thing. They're temporary. Your happiness is temporary. Your purpose will change each lifetime, so it's temporary. The only thing that you're going to be able to take beyond this limited human experience, where most humans live less than 100 years, is your soul, which is thousands upon thousands of years old. I do believe that the soul has an expiration date. I believe that the spirit is different than the soul, but that's a whole nother topic within itself. But we can all agree that the soul is older than the human body. I'm pretty sure that's safe to agree upon. The soul is older than the human body. So in my humble opinion, the soul is the most important thing in my life. I'm not telling you what should be important in your life, but in my life, my soul is the most important thing that I have in this incarnation. Now, with that being the important thing, how can I prioritize and show that the soul is the most important thing? What do we do to show our soul that is the most important thing in our life? What do we do to show that our soul is the most important thing in our life? And assume that you believe the soul is the most important thing. Let's just assume the soul is the most important thing in our life. How do we show the soul that it is the most important thing? How do we do that? How do we show that the soul is the most important thing in our life, if it is? By sun gazing, feed it with love and knowledge, attention, treat it with care. Don't know. Ancestral work, respect it. Meditation to vibrate at a higher frequency. Feed it spiritually, feed it positivity. Yoga, being happy, spend time with it through meditation and spiritual work. Seeks the soul, finds its purpose, prayer, feed the soul. How do we prioritize our soul? Healthy eating habits, spiritual practices, learn it. Okay, why does your soul choose a human body to come into an existence? When your soul chooses appearance and incarnates into a human body, into the person that you are now, why did the soul do that? What reason would a soul want to come into a human body? What reason would a soul want to come into a human body? What reasons? You've heard the expression that God became man so man can become God. God became man so man can become God. What reasons would a soul want to come into a human body? To guide you, to mature, to experience the journey, human experience, fulfilling and sensation and learn the lessons, to break generational curses, for human experience into a sin, lessons to learn. It's a great question. Experience life, lessons to express itself in a human experience, to elevate its consciousness. Beautiful answers, y'all. Beautiful, beautiful insights. If y'all notice on all these lives, I ask a lot of questions. I truly feel in my heart that critical thinking is lacking on this planet. So I'm taking it upon myself as a teacher to come out here and ask questions so you can think. Because right now we're beyond. If you're in the metaphysics and the occult, you're beyond the religious mindset. I'm going to assume that we're peers and you're beyond the religious mindset. If you look at religion, it's told what you're supposed to think. You're told what you're supposed to do. You're told where you're supposed to go. You know, I just had a conversation with some gentlemen in the gym, and a couple of them are highly religious. There's nothing you can tell them. All due respect, out of love and compassion, for the most part, most Christians, there's nothing you can tell them. But when you get to the occult and you're taking your spirituality at your own hands, you have to be able to critically think. So I'm always asking questions now because I want you to get into that habit of thinking. All right. So once again, I'm just going to give my perspective. And I've heard the answers of what I'm going to share. Each lifetime, when you come into a human body, every human has certain life lessons that they have to learn. Every human has certain lessons that they must learn. So these lessons can be patience. You can learn the lesson of empathy. If you have a child, listen, and I know this is going to resonate with someone. If you have a child born with a mental illness or a physical condition, aren't you taught patience by having that child? If you never had a child like that, then you have no clue. You know, but I have a sister who has Down syndrome, and I know for sure my mother had to work harder, you know, to deal with my sister than me because she had more challenges. So look at a person that, say your soul needed to learn the lesson of patience. Wouldn't it be fitting to choose a life where you had a child that needed your help and that you had to be patient with? That you couldn't just get up and run and do things. You had to get the wheelchair. You had to start doing certain things to get them ready to go out and about. But every soul comes down here with certain lessons to learn, and you usually choose a life to help you learn those lessons. So one of the reasons I believe that a soul incarnates on earth is to learn lessons. Another thing is, somebody said this as well, everybody down here has a purpose. Some of you are teachers, some of you are healers, some of you are counselors, some of you make things, but every person has a purpose. That's another reason why a soul would incarnate on earth. All right. Another reason why a soul would incarnate on earth is we all have desires. That's where the experience come in, having a human experience. So one of the desires I had that was unfulfilled, and I'm in my 40s, was golfing. I've always wanted to golf. That was a desire that I had. So for the past couple of years, I've been golfing once or twice a week. That is something where I'm not going to say I felt empty, but I truly had a desire to golf. And the difference between your desires, the healthy desires, and your purpose is your purpose usually helps other people, where your desires usually only benefit yourself. So if you want to go traveling, that's probably like more like a desire. You have a desire to travel. You have a desire to learn. You have a desire to just anything that you want to do that is burning in your heart. Like, man, you like, man, I really want to do that. Those are desires you have. And I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Some of you have desires that may be quote unquote unhealthy, but they're still desires. And there's a reason why you desire that. And I'm going to liken it to this. When you were a child, you may desire a certain toy. And that toy is not going to benefit you in the long run, but you really wanted that toy. But soon after you got the toy, or you got it for Christmas or solstice, or you got it for your birthday, usually that desire fade and you get tired of the toy. But when you desired it, that's all you could think about. But after you got it, your desire was fulfilled. That's the same thing with this human experience, with the things you desire. Usually when you get it or experience it, you don't desire it anymore, so you can kind of lay back and be easy. You feel what I'm saying? When you're a virgin, you desire to have sex. You know what I mean? With the opposite, or in these days, with the same person, you desire to have sex. But soon when you started having sex, that first sexual experience is not going to be the same as the last experience, especially if you've been having sex for 20 or 30 years. You feel what I'm saying? Your desires are something that you have a burning. That's why it's called burning desire. And once you fulfill that desire, that fire kind of dims down. So I'm saying that, and I'm not promoting any kind of foul play or unhealthy behavior, but some of y'all have desires to have a multiple women, multiple men, desires of certain drugs or certain experiences. I'm not here to tell you you shouldn't fulfill those desires because there's some reason why you have that. And like I said, once you fulfill it, it usually kind of subsides a little bit. Maybe challenging for some of y'all, but I think most of y'all get it. So every soul comes out here with certain lessons to learn. We have a purpose and we have desires. The last thing that I believe that to help prioritize your soul and make it important is a spiritual practice, something that you do in order to help you with your purpose, in order to help you learn life lessons, and to help you with your desires or your spiritual practice. Some of you are into crystals, some of you are into meditation, some of you are into herbology, holistic health, altar work, magic. Whatever you have a desire for as far as your spiritual practices, that's what's going to help you prioritize your soul and bring everything in a small, beautiful package. So once again, my opinion, the soul in my life is by far the most important thing that I have in any incarnation. How do I prioritize that? By learning life lessons, by prioritizing my desires and things I really truly desire to do, by also having a purpose and a spiritual practice to help me tie all that together. Make sense to y'all? Let me get some nines if that makes sense. I'll be right back. All right. And like I said, there's no one answer. Do not get it twisted. Just because I said that's my answer doesn't mean it has to be yours. But hopefully that makes sense to y'all. All right, there it is. There it is. So that's my message for today. I want to come through and make it real quick and simple. For those that want to go further with this, especially my accelerator members, the spiritual mastery blueprint in a module section. This is where I cover all this, dealing with the desires, your purpose, life lessons, and spiritual practice. So make sure you check that out if you're a member. And if I have any questions, I'll be more than happy to entertain that. So if y'all got any questions, just let me know. Jade, also shout out your website and your contact information. Appreciate you. No, I went shuffling cards. Haven't done the spiritual business joint. I did it probably about five rounds of that. Glad that helped. You remember? See the spiritual goddess. See, y'all got too many names. I didn't even know you were a member. Can I send mercy? What do you mean? Can I send merch? I still don't know what you mean. What is there to look forward to from soul ascension? I believe the goal of the soul is enlightenment. Caesar said that earlier. Everything that I discussed were ways to become enlightened. If you learned your life lessons while you're here, if you have a purpose, if you fulfill your desires and you have a practice that help you cultivate your soul, and in short, that will lead you to enlightenment. Can you send merchandise to me? That's what I'm saying. I don't get what you mean. What do you recommend to get out of working a 9 to 5? I recommend that you do something on the side. A lot of people want to get out of their 9 to 5, but they do nothing on the side. So I don't believe that you should quit your job and just start a business. I believe you should start your side hustle while you have a business. That's why it's called a side hustle. And then once your side business becomes substantial enough, that's when I believe you should leave your job, your 9 to 5 job. But I can't tell you when that looks like. For me, um, it, I wouldn't say I was making much at my on my business as I was at my job, but I was making enough where I felt comfortable to let that job go. Difference of the soul and spirit. I believe the spirit gives birth to the soul. I believe that the spirit always stays in the heavens with the creator of the all. And I believe the spirit gives birth to the soul, and the soul incarnate into different vessels. Human being, one, you can incarnate it into any physical being on any planet. But I believe the spirit and the soul are different. Some people would say it the other way around. Once again, whatever have you. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We know we have a spirit or soul or energy that goes way beyond humanity. So I don't like getting into that. Oh man, but it's this way. The soul's this way. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we know that something is energetic. This meat, this bag of meat, if you would. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing these live. This is where I'm rocking out. If you notice, I've been on here. This is like the 4th or 5th live since I've been back on YouTube. This is where I'm getting down. Uh, can you still ascend if you take the jab? Very interesting question. Very interesting question. Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this. Like I said, I'm in my 40s, so I went through the whole vaccination protocol as a youth. You feel what I'm saying? So I received all my vaccinations when I was a kid or a child. I'm sorry, you can't say kid, but I received all my vaccinations as a baby, as a child. I went to public schools, and guess what? I grew up in a church up until I was like 12 or 13 years old, and I believe I've ascended to a high level on this planet. So I'm not going to say that that's going to prevent you from ascending. But if you were to ask me, would I take the jab or would I take anything foreign and put it in my body? You out your monkey mind if you think I would. But do I think it will prevent you from ascending? I don't believe so. But I don't know what is in the substance that they're injecting. So I would just say I wouldn't deal with it personally. But if you already done that, what I would recommend was just doing a cleanse and just being as high vibratory as you can. Like I said, if you really truly are learning your lessons while you're on earth and not just kind of going through it like, oh, I know I need to learn the lessons of patience and just being like that, but really learning your lessons, really applying it, really going through it, and you have a purpose and you do all the things I mentioned, I still believe you can ascend. But I don't know what, because I understand you are what you eat. You feel what I'm saying? If you wake up, if you go a whole week, and this is an experiment that I like to tell people to do, go a whole week and just eat a bunch of junk. If you already live that lifestyle, then you probably already know how you feel. Then go a whole week and eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and very little meat or animal products. You're going to feel different. It's not my opinion. Try it for yourself and tell me otherwise. Go from a standard American diet, eating like crap, and then eat clean and tell me how you feel. You're going to feel different. I believe the easiest way to ascension is fasting. That's probably the easiest way to ascension, to raise your vibration, is stop eating. Fasting is probably one of the most beautiful experiences as far as any human can do. The reason I say that is if what you eat affects your vibration, then what you inject definitely affects your vibration. The drugs, medication definitely affects your vibration. Anything you put in is going to have an effect on your vibration. And once again, I don't even take Tylenol and Advil or stuff like that. So, go figure it out. You feel what I'm saying? Good point. They jab the body, and the body is not what it sends. You leave it behind. So I can, once again, I'm not one of those cats, yo, that be like, you have to do it this way. If you do this, you're screwed. You know what I mean? Like people have this way of making it this way or that way. Everyone's different. There's certain, I'll put it like this. There's certain people that are vegan, that do yoga, that run and jog, work out, eat great. And there's some of the most judgmental people on the planet. You feel what I'm saying? When I was doing my veganism hard body, I was judgmental as hell. My first stint of veganism. I was that cat that everywhere I went, somebody offered something and I'm like, no, I don't eat that. I'm vegan. I felt like I had to tell everybody that I was vegan. And then I'm starting to judge people like, oh, you shouldn't eat that because we got flat teeth. Gorillas are the biggest animals, elephants, they all vegetarian. I was that cat, yo. I'm just keeping it all the way tall with you. It made me judgmental. So what works best for me now, knowing thyself, is I eat mostly seafood, fish, shrimp. That's what I mostly consume. Every once in a while, I have something else. But mostly my diet is fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seafood. And I have a small bit of like sugar or empty calories. So I still consume cakes and cookies and stuff like that. You have to find a recipe that works for you. Everybody has a certain combination to unlock them mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. You have $1 million ideal. You have a recipe that's going to get your mind right. You have a recipe that's going to get your body right. You have a recipe that's going to get your soul ascended. Everyone has their combination. Your job as a human is to find a combination that works for you. And what works for me, and works for Jazz the Medium, and works for S. Thomas and BJ the Blogger, may look different for you. So don't feel compelled to do what someone else is doing, is my point. You gotta find something that works for you. And what up, Jazzy? I do fruit fast, water fast. Any other questions, y'all? Any other questions? Very good question. Like I said, I like answering questions that apply to more than just one person. It's important that we're transparent, yo. Because a lot of people want to get on here and flex like they got it all figured out. I tell people all the time, I'm a college dropout and I'm just trying to figure things out. And because I have that mindset, guess what happens? I learn something every day. The man who knows nothing knows everything. The man who knows everything knows nothing. You have to get to the point where your cup is empty. If you feel like you can't grow, guess what? Nobody can tell you anything. Case in point, like my cats at the gym, they're very strong belief in their Christianity. They don't. You can't tell them anything else. Can't tell them anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, try to tell me that the hieroglyphics or the Manu Neter was negative, and I'm like, Manu Neter literally means sacred writings of the gods. So how is that any different than your Bible? Is what I'm thinking. I'm not arguing with them, but I'm thinking you're a closed-minded individual and you're set in your beliefs. That's fine. But I'm total opposite. I'm a very open-minded individual. I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, atheist, Muslim, all that stuff is irrelevant to me. You know, open-minded has helped me learn and ascend in my opinion. Soon you think you know something, that's when you stop growing. If I know for sure there's nothing else I can learn as far as the chakras, then I'm not open for any experiences. I'm already set on my beliefs. Only thing I know in this world is change is constant. Change is going to happen. You feel what I'm saying? So you have to, in my opinion, be like water and be flexible. You say I know you're a deity guy, but what do you think of an animal spirit? Hey yo, don't put me in no categories. How you gonna put me in a category, B? Not an animal and a deity guy. But I get what you're saying. Animal spirits, we all have an animal totem, I believe. I truly believe we have an animal totem. My animal spirit came to me in a dream. Um, um, I forget how long ago, but my animal totem came to me in a dream. So I personally believe that we all have an animal totem. Absolutely. I believe we have an angelic self. I believe we have a demonic self. I believe we have a godly self. I believe we have animal totems. I believe we have spirit guides that can be human or spirit. I personally believe in all those things because I've had experience with all the aforementioned. I believe we have a connection with extraterrestrials. I'm definitely a contactee. So I if you think it, then it's a possibility. I don't believe that you can think anything just blindly and it doesn't exist in in one reality or another. Everything you think is a possibility in this dimension or another dimensional part of reality. I truly believe that. When is the best time to connect with your ancestors? I believe anytime. I believe anytime. Once again, because, and I keep saying this over and over. When I first started doing videos about the Ancestor Altar, burning ancestor money, stuff like that, there wasn't too many references on YouTube. Now, when you put on Ancestor Altar on YouTube, you'll come up with a plethora of information. And from what I can tell by what's been told to me, everybody has their kind of agenda. Some people tell you you're not supposed to give an offering if you're on your menstruals. Some people tell you that we're all white. I've heard people say you have to circle your altar X amount of times before you give your offering. I heard people say you're not supposed to mix your deities and ancestors. I've heard, I've heard that you're not supposed to have salt on your food. Everybody has their own opinion. Me personally, everything I just said, I don't practice or believe none of that. I believe it's hogwash. I believe that if you're in a spirituality, that you define your own rules. I believe that you shouldn't let other people tell you what you should do. I've been consistent with this message since I've been on YouTube, and I know it's not popular because it takes work to find your own routine. If I tell you do this, do that, and do this, that's very simple, and you can follow that. But if I tell you, hey, you can do it this way, you can do it that way, or you can do it this way, you can do it that way, you're going to be confused. I get it. But for the latter, for freestyle spiritualists, for people that truly are freestyle spiritualists, because some of y'all are in here, I'm just keeping it tall. Y'all need to just go back to religion. You already have a religious mindset. You're not cut for spirituality, in my opinion. But for those like me, and once again, I'm not the only one, for people that don't like to be bogged down and follow a system and follow one man telling me what to do, that's for the birds. I'm going to figure this thing out on my own and do whatever I feel that I need to do in order to elevate my mind, body, and soul. So if you feel that way, then there's many ways of doing it. So anybody telling you there's a certain time to give your offering, that's dumb. In my opinion, that's dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. You can only give an offer at this time. You shouldn't. That's dumb, yo. To me. Yeah, these cats, man, I've been telling y'all, man, these cats are weirdos, man. Cats are very weird. But that's my opinion. If you don't feel otherwise, then so be it. Why are you listening to me? You know what I'm saying? People have agendas, yo. They're trying to get your money and they're trying to get followers. These are people that weren't popular, that didn't have girlfriends, that, I'm not saying all of them, but a good portion of them never were anything until they got on YouTube or got on a podcast and became popular. You say, I don't know why you're hilarious today. I be trying to keep it mellow, man, but there's certain things. I take spirituality very serious. Everything else, I'm kind of like loosey-goosey, whatever, but my spiritual path, I take very serious. I'm very humbled by it. Like I share with y'all, as far as like a human level, if we play a game or something, we talking smack, I'm kind of cocky. I'm gonna talk smack. Oh yeah, I'm gonna beat you. If I'm confident in something, I'm gonna talk smack. That's the era I grew up in. I don't mean that we're not cool or anything like that. I'm gonna beat you down, but that's the generation I come from. That's the area I come from. We talk smack. It's no big deal. But with spirituality, I do my best to be very humble. I have been blessed in this very short period to have a lot of spiritual experiences, to have things being revealed to me. I don't take that for granted. And I understand by talking to people, especially early on, them looking at me, I'm like, okay, everybody didn't experience this. I had my first miraculous experience when I was 5 with beings that people don't even think exist. And I literally felt them at 5 years old. So fast forward in all the different experience is humbling. So those who have truly been on the spiritual path and had things revealed to them, I personally don't believe you can be arrogant and cocky with it. It's humbling, especially when you know everybody hasn't done it. So with spirituality, it's dear and dear to my heart, and I take it personal. So when I see other people intentionally misleading people, you got to call a spade, and I got to call them out. I came down here to help people in a certain way, and that's based on what people tell me, not what I think or I'm telling myself, what people told me. So I think I'm in a position where I can kind of give an opinion about my peers. And when I see my peers doing it for selfish reasons or egoic reasons or things that I would deem, in my opinion, not high vibratory on the spiritual level, that I have every right to share my opinion. I'm not naming names. And at the end of the day, you can follow and do as you please. But even I tell my members in my accelerator program, I don't want to be anybody's guru for the rest of their life. I want you to take the information, apply it for yourself, and I hope I inspire you to be your own master, to have God realization, and you feel like you don't need to listen to people like me, where you feel like you don't need to get readings from people like me, where you feel like you don't need a teacher like people like me, where you feel confident. I self-law and master, confident on your spiritual path to do as you will and do your own thing. That is really my dream for most humans. I know it's lofty, and I know most people aren't going to get it. I truly believe in what the 5%er said. Peace and blessing be upon Father Allah, clearance 13 nets. 5% of the people are righteous and living their purpose, and 85% are dumb, deaf, and blind. I personally believe that is true to this day. 5%. So when you look at that, do the math. I believe it's only a certain small few. In the Bible, it said 144,000. There's billions of people on this planet. Why only 144,000? What they're telling you has always been an elite group and always been a small group that has sinned. The masses never has sinned. It's only been a few civilizations where the whole masses were high vibratory. Atlantis comes to mind. But for the most part on this planet, it's always been small pockets of people that got it and the masses didn't get it, unfortunately. All right. Okay, what are my thoughts on extraterrestrials in the High Council? I believe the extraterrestrials have an interest in us because, um, in a sense, they gave birth to us. I believe that that ETs or extraterrestrials are our ancestors that are older than us. That's why they're more advanced than us. Why do I believe this? For one, like I told you, I'm a contactee for sure. And for another reason is when you study DNA, they have what's called junk DNA. Another name for junk DNA is extraterrestrial DNA or ET DNA. Our DNA, human DNA, the majority of it did not come from terrestrial, did not come from Earth. Therefore, it came from extraterrestrial or above Earth or not of Earth. Most of what you are, as far as DNA, did not come from Earth. So when you look at that, where did it come from? Whose is it? There's all kinds of evidence that extraterrestrial exists. I know most people in here are going to believe in extraterrestrials, but there's a difference between believing and having contact with them. I believed before I was a contactee. I had experience that I thought, well, okay, it might have been extraterrestrial intervention, but when you have an experience, for sure, no one can tell you otherwise. So I believe they have an interest in us. I believe that they can't just come down here, reveal themselves, and make this planet great. I believe they respect free will as far as humans, but I believe they work with certain humans in order to get advancement in this civilization. How do we go from, or not we, but how do certain people go from living in caves to living in civilizations? How do we go from barely knowing what a wheel is, like as far as a round wheel that you put on a car, to riding Teslas where they drive themselves? How do we go from staying on Earth to riding in spaceships and stuff like that? All that is considered extraterrestrial technology or advanced technology. I believe that they have been guiding humanity for eons since we've existed. It's documented in so many different areas that they have intervened with humans. The guy asked me at the gym, how did pyramids get built? I said, um, I said pyramids, in my opinion, were built by humans with divine intervention. So humans that got information from extraterrestrials. That's how I personally believe that the pyramids were built. When people tell, I'm just gonna speak for myself. When people tell me that extraterrestrials built the pyramids, I take that as an offensive jab on my ancestors, saying that our ancestors weren't smart enough to figure this thing out. When you can fast forward to a dude in a European dude at that, in Coral Castle, he built this Coral Castle with all these different monuments and all these different things. Where he's an elder gentleman, he couldn't just lift things, and he did it by himself. And he, in his own words, he said he used Esther, or he used he said he used the same thing that the ancestors in Egypt used to build pyramids or whatever. Coral Castle, you can look it up. So I can go on and on, but I believe that the ETs, they have an interest in us because I believe that we're their children in a sense. Um, Special significance that are number nine. Nine is the highest number. That's why I believe it's special. Certain cultures they had pay high reverence to the number nine. But when you look at it, nine is the highest number. We have nine numbers: one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Little funny. This is a little funny joint. When you take the number system, you can break it up in threes. One plus two plus three is what? Six. Four plus five plus six is 15, and one plus five is six. So four, five, and six adds up to a six when you break it down to a single digit. Seven, eight, nine is 24. Two plus four is six. So one plus two, one, two, three is six. Four, five, six is six. Seven, eight, nine is six. 666 is right within the number system. And when you add up the three sixes, you get 18. One plus eight is nine. Nine is the highest vibratory number there is on the planet as far as that. It encompasses all the numbers. There's a lot of different tricks you can do with nine as well. So nine, once again, I can go on and on about the number nine. Nine has a special resonance with me. Once again, when you look at Fala Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, he had a supreme mathematics. So, he was talking about the vibration of number even before numerology. You feel what I'm saying? Another cool trick with nine is you take nine and multiply it by any number and add up the digits, it'll equal nine. So a simple example of this is 9 plus 8 is 72. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 times 11 is 99. 9 plus 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Any number you multiply by 9 and add up the digits will equal a 9. You can't do that with any other number. And there's 99 people in here right now. So y'all figure it out. 9, the number 9, like y'all follow 1111 and, I see 1111, I'm special. The number 9 is resonates with me hard body. A lot of times when I get a confirmation, and this is what I was telling y'all, the way I use numbers, and especially the way numbers use me, I believe that numbers study you the way that we study numbers. I'm gonna say that again. I believe that numbers study you the same way we study numbers. So a lot of times what I notice is I have a high vibratory thought or have some sort of download, and I look at the clock and they'll say 911 or 909 or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? The clock and numbers are served me more as a confirmation than me seeing 1111 or 909. I usually have a thought or a download and then see the clock, and it usually confirms my download. That's why I try not to tell people this number means this for you. You have to find out what it means for you. You feel what I'm saying? To me, when all you see 1111, use this when you're early on your path. When I was first on my path, I seen 1111 all the goddamn time. But soon when I started putting in work and applying the spiritual lessons I learned, I stopped seeing 1111 so much. So it dawned on me like maybe 1111 is like more like a wake up call. And just like an alarm, once you wake up, what are you doing now? Most of you wake up having an awakening, you're woke, but you're not doing anything. So you're continually seeing this wake up call because you're not doing anything. I promise you, the more you do, the less you see that number. I wish, like some people in the chat, this is, bear witness to that. Did you see 1111 earlier in your path? And only for those who are putting in work, I know 100 some people, all y'all aren't putting in work. I'm just keeping it funky. The ones that are putting in work, when you started doing your work, did you see those numbers less? Like, please share with the other people to make sure, so y'all don't think I'm just making this up. I'm telling y'all, 1111, in my opinion, as far as the phenomenon, for whatever reason, is a wake-up call when people become woke or whatever. Somebody said, then he gravitated towards seeing 333. So you see a lot of people in here, and we obviously had a meeting or anything like that. I'll see 1111 when others around me are waking up. That's interesting. That's interesting. Absolutely. Yo, so people said they stopped seeing it once they put in work. And once again, I ain't do no poll. This is my own experience. And the law of correspondence showed you that if it happens in one area or happened one time, then it happens somewhere else. Yeah, I heard people say numbers are portals and stuff like that. Once again, we live in a time where anybody can say anything. I can come on here on YouTube and just say whatever, yo. I can get on here right now and say I'm Jesus incarnated, and say it with conviction and say it with my chest. You feel what I'm saying? Anybody can say anything, yo. That's why I'm a naturally skeptical person. I don't believe I don't believe you need more men. You feel, once again, that's the era I'm from. You got to show receipts. You feel what I'm saying? People don't have to show receipts nowadays. It's like I don't believe it's right for you to get up here and say I'm the only master teacher you need. But a lot of these people that claim they're a master teacher, where are your master students? What are the students saying? If anybody's saying I'm a master Reiki practitioner, where are the people that you practice Reiki on? You feel what I'm saying? You have to look at who are these people influencing. If I get up here and just say me, this is what I done, and no one else said it, then I would just take that with a grain of salt, yo. Yep, Jazz said I seen them all the time in the beginning. Now, not so much. And if you do want to read, I recommend Jazz the Medium, jazzthemedium.com. That's my people. You tell her Ali sent you. If you want a reading, that's what I recommend. If you want a consultation, I recommend me. You want a consultation, I definitely recommend me, because you told to me, I'm not going to tell you, oh, you're great and you got all this light. I'm like, oh no, you need to work on this, in my opinion. Okay, you're struggling in this area. I tell people I'm not a life coach, I'm a death coach. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to help you kill the parts of you that's holding you back. A lot of these people are telling you, oh, you're great. Okay, you're a healer. You can do anything. You can do anything. It sounds good to your ego. It's only certain people telling you that, you know what? You're beautiful in this area, but this is holding you back right here. A lot of y'all have things that are holding you back, but you refuse to deal with it. Therefore, it keeps holding you back. You feel what I'm saying? I can assure you, once I started dealing with my own inner demons, that's when the light came out. You don't get light from light, you get light from darkness. What is the darkness? It's the stuff hidden in the shadows. That's why shadow work is important. People say go within. That's what going within means. Going within, dealing with your shadows, and going within meditation. That's what going within means. But there's many ways of doing that. That's where it gets confusing. But the notion you get light from darkness is a very true thing. Even in the children's book, the Bible, it tells you that. And you know what I mean? Let there be light out of darkness. Nothing existed after that light. You feel what I'm saying? So So a lot of y'all are not working on your inner demons and your darkness. You're just focused on, I'm just going to stay positive. I'm going to be a happy person. I'm not going to think these things. I'm going to affirm, I am beautiful. I am beautiful. It sounds good. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't work, because I'm sure there's people that use that works. But that's temporary, man. You have to take things at its root. If you deal with your demons, you ain't got to walk around saying those silly affirmations. You think I wake up and say affirmation like I'm going to be successful? Or you can't say what you're going to do. You have to say it in the past tense, my brother, or say it present tense. So I am says these people are lying to you, man. They said don't use negative words. Like you're not supposed to say I'm. You're not supposed to say not. They think the universe is dumb. So the universe is going to confuse because you said one word or didn't say one word. Universe deals with energy, deals with your vibration, deals with your intent. So we know this, but then we let people tell us these dumb things. Like critical thinking is at an all-time low. We have to use this apparatus right here, and this apparatus right here, your heart and your mind will help you decipher all this bull crap, yo. Who said it wasn't all right to sleep with a mirror in your bed? They said to open up a portal. I would say sleep with a mirror in your bed 1 week, then sleep in the mirror, then sleep without the mirror and see how you feel. I come from that school. Don't listen to man, experiment and see what works for you. I'm glad you caught me as well, Keisha. Yep, Coral Castle is the spot in Florida, if anybody was asking. What up, Joshua? Yeah, but yeah, I told you I was rocking with y'all, man. Y'all see I'm back. And like I said, I like doing these lives. I like chopping up with y'all, man. It's something about because I can record a video, edit it, man. I'm more genuine myself when I just do these lives. That's why I love doing the lives. And plus, I don't have to edit anything. I just in the stream and it's up. It's up on there. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, beautiful. Yeah, let's talk this. I done gave y'all some spiritual light. I'm just gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about. And somebody asked me, who is your favorite battle rapper? That is a very good one. For one, you can go to my Instagram and see who I follow. But right now, one of my favorites of recent is Easy to Block Captain. Easy to Block Captain. I like him a lot. Also, I like Chess. Had the pleasure of seeing him in Cleveland when URL went to Cleveland. I was in the building, me and my cousin Juice. Shout out to Juice the Metaphysical. Oh yeah. Make sure to check out Metaphysics of Love and Relationship. Go to YouTube. Put that in the chat, Jazz. Metaphysics of Love and Relationships. For those who used to rock out with Mind Right Radio and remember my cousin Juice, he has a podcast with his childhood friend Mr. Dark Matter, and also Jazz the Medium. They'll have a podcast, so make sure to check that out. Metaphysics of Love and Relationship on YouTube. But me and Juice, we went up to Cleveland last year and we seen a smack battle. I got to see Chess versus Danny Myers. Danny Myers is another one that I like. So I don't really have a favorite battle rapper. I just like I like a few of them. B. Dot the God, obviously, because he talks about consciousness or whatever. Who else I like? I like so many, man. I like Jada Nightwing. Um, he's dope. Gichi Gotti, Rum Nitty. You know what I'm saying? I love a lot of battle. Like I said, that's literally my biggest form of entertainment is battle rap by far. Favorite entertainment by far. If you ask me, well, I'd rather watch a movie or watch a battle rap, I'll say a battle rap all day. Even I did finish watching Harry Potter. Harry Potter is levels. I know I'm late, but I just finished watching all 7 of them. Harry Potter is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Once again, I know I'm late. Yeah, Gichi Gotti, he's dope. But they said, man, I ain't gonna hold you. I fell asleep on that Gichi Gotti versus Cal. Yeah, versus Cal. I have to go Calico. I have to go back and watch that. But I got the URL app, let you know how big of a fan I am. So I got it. I'm gonna go back and watch it. But I heard he lost 2-1 to Cal. And the thing about Gichi, like he's been on a high level. He want him and Rum Nitty split that 50 stacks or whatever, or the 100,000. Um, so he been on a tear. So dude probably gonna lay down. It's one thing about when you're at the top, you can only go down. Yeah, that's why we have to give Tom Brady his flowers. And I know I'm one of them cats that Tom Brady, man, I don't like the Patriots. Tom Brady, blah blah. Tom Brady's the best quarterback I ever seen. And if I say anything otherwise, I'm just hating. You feel what I'm saying? The truth sounds like hate to those who hate the truth. The truth sounds like hate to those who hate the truth. Tom Brady, the best quarterback, hands down. I ain't never seen nothing. He's a year younger than me. I think we're like the same age, and he's playing the NFL at a high level. Went to Tampa Bay, took them to the Super Bowl, and won it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers won it. Best quarterback ever, yo. Tom Brady's the GOAT. You disagree? I don't know what to tell you. You kind of hating, yo. You feel what I'm saying? Like Tom Brady. Hey, what can you say, man? What can you say? What can you say? Yeah, Tom Brady deserves 0 slayer. But you hear cats like, I don't like Tom Brady. He's this. He's like, man, he's a champion. He's a winner. He got way more rings than a lot of cats. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'll feel you. I just started watching football again because my son started playing. So it kind of got me interested. But I like sports, the older I get, the less sports has on me. You feel what I'm saying? But I've been trying to watch a little football here and there. But like I said, I love battle rap. Love battle rap. Also love hip hop in general too. Love hip hop in general. Yo, make sure L9shop.com, y'all. EL number 9shop.com. Closeout sales. We appreciate everybody for your continued support. We are working on bringing you some more exclusive items. I have 2 talismans on there. I'm about to put a 3rd talisman on there. We're going to have some more magic oils. We just got a lot of different things that we're going to introduce or put on the website that is in addition to what we already have. So it's 2021. You know what I'm saying? So some of the more common things that you can find out, you can find a lot of stuff at Amazon and Walmart now. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. But once again, I told y'all that metaphysics and the occult will become mainstream. Hell, you can get a Baphomet statue at Walmart. Go to Walmart and put in Baphomet. You can find Baphomet stuff at Walmart. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a new day and age. So the things that are common and easy to find, we're going to phase those things out. So go to l9shop.com, click on the store menu closeout sales, and you can get some great discounts or whatever. You said Joshua said also you mentioned a vibration rising. You can tell it by the sky. It seems more beautiful and dreamlike. Okay. I don't work with Oregon energy per se. I have Oregon pyramids, but I don't consciously work on that, so I probably can't speak on it intelligently. I probably could, but I'd rather not. I really do my best, or not do my. I speak about the things I do. If I don't do it, then I really try. I do my best not to speak about it. What's your opinion on people teaching everyone magic online feels wrong because I've been under heavy spiritual attack before. I believe anybody can teach anything if they do it responsibly. And more importantly, they actually practice it. So if someone's a practicing magician, they teach it, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm not once again, I'm a true occultist. I don't think things are right and wrong. I have my opinion, just like I have a strong opinion about people misleading people, but they still have the right to do that. And here's the thing. If you're vibrating at a certain point, um, you have to raise your vibration. You have to ascend. The more you do that, the less that people that are fugazi, the teachers that are out here fugazi, you're not even going to find them because you're not in a vibrational match or resonance, if you would. You're going to deal with whoever you're resonating with. That's why it's called resonance. You have a similar energy to resonate. So if you ascend, you're going to ascend past the people that are fugazi. They can't reach you because you're at a different level. That analogy makes any sense. I don't believe doctors can heal too many things, not in Western medicine. Do you have a spiritual retreat that you make it a point to attend often or dearly? Absolutely not. Is it true we are born with a spirit guide and an angel and a demon? Can you speak on that? I believe that we all have an angelic self. I believe we all have a demonic self. I believe we all have a God self. I believe we all have a dragon self. I believe we have every different being that you can think of. I believe that we have a part in that, and I believe those are us. I believe that we exist on multi levels of reality. I believe that there's an Ali in this third dimension. I believe is the another form of Ali in the fourth dimension. I believe there's all kinds of derivatives from my soul in all these other dimensional realities. That's what I believe. And I believe that based on my experience and based on the things that I've been taught. The information and my experience line up so I can confidently say that. Confidently. For sure. Now, if you believe that, that's up to you. Where you at in Ohio, Pat? Where you at in Ohio? I'm in 513, right outside of Natty, Middletown to be exact. Or as the young kids call Money Town. Yes, you can heal yourself. I definitely believe that. For sure. Okay, I'm not familiar with that. Tall Maggie. I'm not familiar with that. I don't really watch too many shows. I know, cause like here's the thing, man. I know Breaking Bad sweet, Walking Dead sweet. What else is sweet? The Wire. I've never seen none of those shows. I'm not really. I don't. I try my best not to consume like just entertaining content as just battle rap. I don't have too much room on my stuff I don't care about. I do my best to consume things that I'm going to learn from and grow. I'm not saying that you can't learn and grow from TV show. I'm just making a point. There's all kinds of TV shows that are dope. I do watch Stranger Things when it's out. I like that show, but that's like the only show I really watch per se. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm it's a lot of things that I'm not gonna watch. Like I said, I just watched Harry Potter. I know that's dumb old. I know Harry Potter's dumb old. But I had a synchronicity and I heard J.K. Rowling said something, and I knew spiritually I was guided to watch it. I got so many downloads that I'm applying to my life based on Harry Potter. So that's the only reason I didn't watch it for entertainment. I watched it really study it because I was guided to look at Harry Potter for some personal things I'm working on. Okay, yeah, Akron. You by Cleveland, 216. Okay. Oh, appreciate you, Isadora. Said just order products from the website a minute ago. Appreciate you. What up, Nicole? Peace to the God. Yeah, we send the international for sure. If there's something wrong internally, if you don't remember your dreams, you're either if you're not recalling your dreams, usually there's many reasons, but it could be diet. It could be, and when I say diet, meaning that you're not eating probably conducive for your makeup. You might be eating too many sugar or too much carbs or whatever, but your diet may not be conducive for who you are as a human being. It could be your sleep pattern. It could be you have too many electronics in your bed, like you sleep with the TV on, or you got computers or laptops and stuff like that. You cannot be sleeping in complete darkness. The light interferes with the pineal gland. The pineal gland is light sensitive, so if you have too much light, it's not going to produce melatonin, which converts over to DMT or dimethyltryptamine through a. I don't want to get too technical, but you may not be getting enough darkness, allowing that pineal gland to secrete the DMT that you need to have those experiences. Um, you may be drinking too much alcohol. You may be smoking too much weed. If you look at it, and this is the part people don't like, and I'm not anti or pro anything. I'm just making a point. If you smoke too much, because you know if you smoke, what they say, your short-term memory is lost. So if you wake up, what is your dream? Your dream is a short-term memory. So the weed can kind of help you forget things in your short-term memory. So those are some of the main reasons why, prescription drugs also can interrupt your dream recall. So I will work on those things, and also make sure to keep a paper and pen by your bed, and kind of tell yourself, I want to recall my dreams. Put in your mind, I want to recall my dreams. One of the things, and that's why I used to record. I recorded myself. I wanted to recall my dreams. I recorded myself. I recall my dreams with ease. I recall my dreams with ease. And I used to play that while I slept or whatever, just kind of prioritize recalling my dreams. So those are some of the recommendations. They believe that the deities or the beings they worked with required a sacrifice. That's why. Now, if you look at it, when you give an offering at your altar to deities, that's a sacrifice. Well, some civilizations felt like an animal needed to be sacrificed, so that's why they did that. Would you recommend melatonin supplements? Absolutely not. Melatonin is endogenously made within the body, meaning that it naturally makes it. You don't need any external thing to make melatonin. So I would not recommend melatonin pills. The reason why most people don't, in my opinion, the reason why most people have a hard time sleeping is because they live in a life that doesn't align with their purpose. They live in a life they don't agree with. It's the reason why it's called I can sleep well at night. You can sleep well at night because you did what you were supposed to do during the day. That's a bar. You can sleep well at night because you did what you were supposed to do during the day. If you have a lot of thoughts and have a hard time falling asleep, I don't believe you should take melatonin. Once again, you asked me, and that's what I'm saying, but you do as you will. There's no way I would take a melatonin pill. Like I said, I don't take Advil and Tylenol. It may be once a year I may take a Tylenol. I'm just keeping all the way tall with y'all. I drink very little soda and anything. I drink mostly water. I don't drink too much alcohol, but when I do, I drink Guinness. I really believe in a balance. If y'all really know me, I'm really about balance, but I also understand that you can become imbalanced. A lot of people are imbalanced. A lot of people, where I want to go with this. I know cats, I've heard of cats in their 20s that can't even get their thing like that because they're drinking too much alcohol. I couldn't imagine having to take the Viagra in my 20s. True story. At the gym, 90-year-old cat, man, George. Beautiful brother, man. Beautiful brother. And as a brother, melanated dude. He asked me one day in the gym, he's like, hey man, you need some Viagra? And I was like, oh bro, I'm good. I don't need no Viagra. You feel what I'm saying? I said, why you take Viagra? He's like, I don't need it. 90 years old. He said, I don't need it. He said, about sell it to people because I know they need it. And I said, yeah, I heard these young people. He said, you'd be surprised how many young people need Viagra because they're drinking too much. They're eating like crap. You feel what I'm saying? It's so much can be done with just diet, yo. Look up Hippocrates. The people when you become a doctor, you have to take what's called a Hippocratic oath. Hippocratic oath. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, according to them, said, "Let food be thy medicine." Let food be thy medicine, meaning that you can cure yourself with what you eat. Therefore, you can bring disease upon you by what you eat. The polarity applies as well. I don't have any thoughts on CBD. I don't rock with it. I know it has benefits, but once again, I don't have any personal experience with CBD. My cousin, shout out to Orlando James, he rocked with the CBD. Him and my aunt, shout out to her, Aunt Kathy. I believe they had some, I guess, pain relief from CBD. So I'm just saying, I don't have any experience, but I don't see anything wrong with taking it. Once again, I'm not pro or anti marijuana. I personally think some people need to smoke, and I personally think some people need to not smoke. It really depends on your lifestyle. It really does. I cannot stress that enough. You have to find what works for you. certain spirituals that tell you that you shouldn't smoke marijuana. I'm not that cat. No, by no means. But I can honestly say some of the people need to slow down or stop completely. And like I said, some people may need to smoke a blunt every once in a while. Some of y'all so might need to relax, smoke one, have more sex, do something, meditate more, exercise something. Because if you're going through life, you're so wound up, you're so tight, it's hard to relax and breathe and just ease. You know what I'm saying? You know, somebody, Nikki Love says she rock with the CBD, works very well, high vibratory soul. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that you are what you eat. Like I said, I remember it's somebody I look up to, and they were talking about your diet doesn't matter and stuff. I completely disagree. Completely disagree. Like I said, you ain't gotta believe me. Eat like crap. At this point, and I wouldn't say I'm the cleanest eater by no means. I'm not saying I'm holier than thou. But if I have a weekend where I just dumb out and just eat a bunch of carbs and sugar and cookies and stuff, the next day, it usually take me a few days to stop feeling so lethargic and so bogged down. You know what I'm saying? And the way I equate this, if you take something if you take something that's dirty and throw dirt on it, you're not going to really notice it. But take something clean and put a speck of dirt, it's going to stick out. So the cleaner and pure you are, the less impurities that you can deal with. But if you're in the muck, if you're just all if you're smoking crack and heroin, what's a joint going to do on top of that? You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to, once again, critically think. If you're pure, it's only a little bit that can make you impure, where it's like it can mess up your whole system. But if you're already messed up, then you put something else in there, it's just like you don't even notice it. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all said dropping gem. I'm just dropping common sense for real, for real. Once again, this is the result of critical thinking, in my opinion. Because I don't listen to people, I apply and experiment. I looked at spirituality, and I still to this day, as a scientist. When I had these miraculous experiences happen, I try to recreate it, try to logically think, okay, what could cause this? How did that happen? And when I did that and I evaluated scientifically as a scientist, when I had no explanation, I had to rule it as a spiritual happening. You feel what I'm saying? So, critical thinking, not taking people for face value. Everything I'm saying, don't just take it for face value. Apply it. I pride myself on my YouTube channel with giving you information that is applicable, things that you can try out for yourself. It's either going to work for you or don't work for you. You know what I mean? You have to be the judge. I don't cheat on weed, only gas. I don't get that. You can apologize to the deity if you feel like and I'm just using your words. How do you make amends with accidentally angering the gods? You can apologize. Just like, how do you do if you anger somebody that in the flesh? What do? You apologize and you say, "I didn't mean that," and you just don't do it again. So whatever you did that you deem anger the gods, not my words. I want to be very clear. Whatever you did, don't do it again and apologize. That would be my opinion. He says, "Sorry, I'm late in class. Can you heal if you're so chronic?" Depends on what it is. I have a personal opinion that anything you get while you're on Earth, you can get rid of. But things that you incarnate with may be something you have to deal with. So, using that example, like my sister has Down syndromes, I don't think she can get rid of Down syndrome. Can she learn to live and function with that quote unquote limitation, which really isn't a limitation? They're some of the sweetest beings on the planet, and I believe Down syndrome babies and people are here to teach us to be more loving. That's my thought. But if you're born with something, I don't think you can get rid of it per se. Like, there's a difference between type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes you can get rid of within a week. But type 1, I'm not going to say you can't, but I believe it's harder to. But type 2 diabetes you can get rid of within a week. Look up a doctor by the name of Gabrielle Cousens, Cousens. Gabrielle Cousens. If you have type 2 diabetes, you can get rid of that within a week. Same with like heart disease. If you're not born with heart disease, you can get rid of it. High blood pressure, diabetes, just a lot of stuff that you can get rid of. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been on here for like an hour and 15 minutes, yo. Can I get some thank yous or something? No, I'm just playing. Yeah, it's been a minute, y'all. We've been on here. We've been on here. Diet and exercise. Yep, same thing. I was just playing, yo. I should have said that. Yo, think I really, if y'all once y'all know me, I'm joking. I don't need my thank is knowing I'm doing my purpose for real, for real, for real. I should have known not to play with y'all. It'll take me literal. I don't know who's. This might be your first time watching me. Like, man, he's so arrogant and need our need our appreciation. Yeah, I love doing these lives, yo. This is the way it's going down until further notice. I'm not sure. I'm being inspired to do some sort of event. I'm not sure. I'm also being inspired to do the retreat again. So I'm not sure. Whenever I have a clear vision from spirit, I will do it. Like I tell you all the time, I move by spirit. I don't move by humans and my ego. I move by spirit. So when I was not on YouTube, it's because I didn't feel like I had anything to share at the time. But just because I'm not sharing on me, I'm not working on myself. My priority is always my soul and doing what I need to do to be better than I was last year. I feel like every year since I've been on this path, I've grown more and more and more. So that's my number one goal. But also with that, I know I'm here to share and be an example and inspire other people to get on their joint. You feel what I'm saying? Is there a limit on how many times we get reincarnated? I don't know. Do y'all think there's a limit on how many times you reincarnate? Think there's a limit on how many times you can reincarnate or incarnate? Yes or no? Think there's a limit? A better question would be, how do you know when you shouldn't incarnate anymore? That'd probably be a better question, in my opinion. How do you know when you shouldn't, when you don't have to reincarnate or incarnate anymore? Huh? How do you know? When do you know that you don't have to incarnate anymore? Hmm? I like this answer. You got to get the lessons. Only you limit the limit. Excuse me. Only you limit the limit. And your soul reaches a certain level of perfection. I believe you stop incarnating when you have no need to incarnate, when you have no lessons to learn, when you have served your purpose in lifetimes to make your soul feel like it is advanced. When you don't have any more desires. Most of you come down here because you have a certain desire. Study Buddhism. And when your soul has reached enlightenment. I believe you graduate. If this is a school, I believe you graduate when you do the aforementioned. According to Dr. Gibson, a test you can do in order to see if you have ascended beyond Earth is when you can get the sun to blink for 1 minute. He called that being a divine conscious soul. When you can get the sun to blink for 1 minute. You go to my YouTube channel. I have my video posted. If y'all know me, I ain't fugazi. I don't lie. I don't do none of that weirdo stuff like Photoshop or nothing. Like my son blinked for over a minute. And that makes me, according to Dr. Gibbs, a divine conscious soul. And according to his teachings, you do not have to incarnate on earth. So according to him, I ain't got to come back here. Once again, I'm not telling you what to believe. Please don't say, he said if you, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I'm just giving you some kind of reference, some kind of something. Because this is an area where people get real philosophical and theoretical as opposed to something substantial that you can tell. That test, I believe, is one of the tests you can do to see if your soul is advanced. Can you get the sun to blink for a minute? I don't believe most humans can do that. So that's kind of a measuring stick or a test, if you would. Okay, we got our first super chat. Thank you, June Scott. Appreciate that. I'm not a big seer. I'm more of my clair is claircognizant. So if you're clairvoyant, you'll see spirit as opposed to the shadow figures, things in the dreams, meditation. And I have seen things being awake, but that's not my primary gift by no means. But I can definitely sense and feel energy very strongly. But claircognizance is my biggest gift. I just know things. And it took me a minute to accept it because it sounds very egoic. Like, man, I just know. Like, how do you know? I just know. But when you know certain things and then you look it up and verify, and it's like, oh, okay, damn, I was on point. But how do I know that? That's because that's one of my main gifts is claircognizance. Clear knowing, I believe is what they call it. Oh, you're very welcome. Dr. Gibson's the truth, yo. I would love to hear you speak on doing spiritual work out of obligation or habit versus doing it when spirit lead to do it. Hmm. I think it's tomato tomato. If you know that spiritual practice is a very important part of your life, then if you're doing out of habit, you're still prioritizing it, and your spirit is going to lead you to any practice anyway. So I think it's kind of like you're if you don't mind me saying so, I think you're overthinking it, and I think you're allowing semantics to retard you from going forward. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. I believe if you're doing something spiritually, your spirit led you. And there's certain things that you do out of habit that you may not want to do, like brushing your teeth or working out or anything. You may not want to do it, but it's a habit. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I have to meditate, like it's strenuous. I know most people wouldn't want to do it. But if I compare how I do it to, like, say, the Dalai Lama said I have to meditate, what was it, like 4 hours a day? And he said, I don't want to do that all the time, but it's a requirement. You feel what I'm saying? So this is the Dalai Lama saying that. You feel what I'm saying? So I believe that anything that you want to achieve, you have to build up a consistent habit of doing so. Look up the book Compound Effect. Small habits that have a beneficial that has a benefit over time. Or Atomic Habits. That's another reference. I personally believe that you should have some sort of habits. Like, everything you're doing now is a habit. Some of you get up and the first thing you do is get on Instagram. That's a habit. Some of you get in a habit of doing your altar work after dinner. That's a habit. I believe that the more positive, beneficial habits you have, the better your life is. The one I brag about all the time is I meditate and work out before most people even get out of bed. That's a habit I've created. I was doing that prior to when I came across the book, The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. But I believe that's another good book to help people get into some positive habits. But I naturally wake up early. But now, what I started doing was I prioritized certain things I wanted to get done that I felt was very important and moved the needle in my life. Working out and meditate, in my opinion, has moved the needle in my life. I've yielded the benefits of it. Also, my other spiritual work and other things I do, but primarily in the morning, that's what I do. You feel what I'm saying? That, to me, moves the needle and makes me feel like a productive human being. Appreciate you, Joshua. Been asking a lot of questions today, so I give thanks for you taking time to answer. I appreciate that. I could be like, I'm only going to answer super chats and stuff like that, but, like, truth be told, it doesn't matter where it comes from. If you're given and you're not expecting anything in return, you're going to get something in return. I have no agenda. I'm coming on here and sharing. doing my purpose, and hopefully it's helping somebody get to the next level. And as corny as they say, if I can help one person, then it's effective or whatever. But I honestly believe this is helping more than one person. So I appreciate you, Joshua. I really do. So that's I got a video on the book list, but I'm gonna do another video about I want to this is another one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a live where I share some books that help you deal with mastery. If y'all know anything about me, I'm big on self mastery and God realization. I believe that you become God realized by focusing on self mastery. What's yourself, your mind, body, and soul? Elevating your consciousness, dealing with your mind, optimizing your body, just getting in the best physical shape you can and using your physical vessel, and evolving your soul. I believe that's how you work on yourself. Those are the things you're supposed to master. Those are only things within your control. So with that, I'm thinking about doing a book list, a video where I share with you some books that'll help you deal with mastery. So that's something I'm going to do in the future anyway. So remember l9shop.com, y'all. The number 9shop.com. Click on the shop and look at the right side of the menu and click close out items. We have probably about 100 some items that we're phasing out so you can take advantage and get a hell of a discount for yourself. If you want to work with me, spiritualaccelerator.com. That is the only YouTube and Accelerator, especially Accelerator. That's where we have a tight knit community. If you like my energy, I'm telling you now, I attract people similar to me. The people in my membership are all down to earth, cool, but they're about their spiritual work. You feel like you're missing a community, some air lights, you need a little guidance, look no further. Spiritualaccelerator.com. That's where you can find me. But please read all the information before you join. Don't just go there and join. Read the information, see if it resonates with you. And if you have that feeling, then go ahead and become a member. All right. So, other than that, much love to everybody. Until next time, peace.